Hello YouTube, Dave here again, and I've got another short pickups video for you guys today. So there's a few more things that I've added to my collection over the course of the last couple of weeks, and so I just thought I'd do a video kind of showing them off. The reason that I did one earlier this week, I think, or earlier the previous week, was because there were some things that I picked up that I wanted to do like actual videos on. And there are a couple of items that I've picked up in the past that I've done reviews on, like the magic item cards, without actually just doing sort of a pickups video along with it. And I just like doing these because for me it gives me an opportunity to sort of remember, you know, around approximately when I added some of these items to my collection. So without further ado, and if I sound out of breath, I apologize. I think I'm coming down with a cold and I just had a really bad coughing fit. And I'm trying to get through this video without starting another one. So anyway, the joys and wonders of having children in public schools. So, up first, we have the Dungeon of the Mad Mage Maps and Miscellany. So this is the map pack for the Dungeon of the Mad Mage adventure, which I've done my first impressions of already. I will be doing a full review of that in the upcoming week or so. But this, like I said, this is the map pack that goes along with this. Now you may notice that this is not in cellophane, and that's because I've actually already opened it and recorded my opening video and my my thoughts and review on it. But that video is not going live until Monday. For like the general public. My Patreon supporters are going to be able to, you know, have the chance to watch it over the course of the weekend, and then Monday morning it's going to go live for everybody. So I've already got this one opened, and if you want to see my thoughts on that, you can tune in on Monday for that. So in addition to that, this past weekend I also picked up Dungeon Mayhem. I almost said Dungeon of the Mad Mage again. So this is basically a card game, and so it says it's an action-packed card game for 2 to 4 adventurers. And I've had this for a few days now, and I still haven't actually done my opening video for that. I'll probably do that, you know, in next week at the time that I'm recording this. But this looks like a pretty cool little card game. It's got 4 28 card decks, hit point trackers, hit point tokens, reference cards, and damage tokens. So basically you play as one of 4 adventurers, either a barbarian, a paladin, a rogue, or a wizard. And essentially you're trying to, I guess, just defeat the other players. It says it's for 2 to 4 players, and it takes about 10 minutes of playtime. So it seems like a pretty quick card game, if I can get it to focus there. There we go. So this is something that I actually plan on taking with me when we go away for the Christmas holidays, and you know, just something to play with family. Because you know, again, for a 10-minute game, something tells me that this will be, you know, at least, you know, decent as far as that goes. And it was only $17.99, which as Canadian, for the Canadian prices, that's actually not too bad. There's been other kind of card games that Wizards of the Coast has put out for the D&D brand, but I never really picked them up because they were either impossible to find or they were like $25 or more, which for me, that's just, you know, it's hard to justify that with the limited resources that I have, you know, financially speaking. But this year, I think that this will actually be, you know, pretty fun, and something that will be, I think it'll be easy enough for non-D&D players to sort of pick up and learn. So pretty glad to have that as well. And the last thing that I picked up today is something that kind of caught my eye a few weeks ago. So when the monster cards came out, like the Challenge 0 through 5 and 6 through 16, they also, the local game store also seemed to have gotten a restock of the spell cards. Like the spellbook cards for the different classes, like Arcane, Cleric, Bard, Druid, you know, all those. And for the most part, I wasn't, you know, I mean, I already have them, so I wasn't really bothered by it, but I didn't look too closely at it. So this morning, at the time that I'm recording this, which I believe is the 23rd of November, I was out actually shopping for a Christmas present, not a Christmas present, I wish I was doing my Christmas shopping this early. I was shopping for my fiance's birthday present, and I was at Chapters, and they just so happened to have some of those spell cards in stock too, which is unlike them. I've never seen them carry that stuff before, so it was kind of interesting to see. But the reason that I was sort of intrigued is because they had this. So this is the spellbook cards for the Ranger. Now, I know what you're probably saying, like, I've already done a video on them, I've already, you know, had them in my collection for a while now. But the reason that I think this is kind of interesting is because that is the Ranger cards that I had from before. So I'm wondering if they have basically reprinted some of these on the larger card sizes, and if they have, that might be kind of interesting. So then again, it may just be a larger box to have more symmetry on your shelf than you have with these here. And I also noticed that the other card boxes that were this size had also been redone that they had there. They had like the martial powers and racial features. They had that deck there. And they also had the Paladin one there, in addition to like the Arcane, and I think they had like Bard and Druid or something like that. So I will do a separate video for this next week, but the price again was actually pretty decent at just $9.50, and again that's the Canadian price, so when it comes to the US prices it's $6.99 or $9.50. And like I said, I thought it was a pretty good price, and the Ranger's my favorite class, so, you know, at the very least, it'll be cool to have this. And if they are the oversized cards, then that's cool. If they're not, then, again, at least this will look sort of more symmetrical with the other ones on my shelf. I don't necessarily think I'm going to go back and rebuy things like the Paladin cards or the Martial cards or the Taroka deck. I don't think I'm going to take it quite that far, but at the very least, I got my favorite D&D class, and I have this other set of cards, so we'll see how that goes. Now, if I find out in the meantime that this is just like the same size cards in different packaging, and it doesn't really shake around too much, so if they are the same size, then they probably have some sort of spacer in there. But if I find out that they are the same size as the regular ones like this, then I will probably just leave this sealed and just have it in my collection. So if that's the case, I will let you guys know in a future video. But I thought that was kind of neat, and yeah, I'd be interested to find out what the difference is between the two decks. So anyway, so that's it. And that should be it, really, for the month of November. I don't imagine that I'll be going out and buying anything else, so anyway, I just wanted to sort of put this out there, and I'm looking forward to doing other follow-up videos on these things here as well, and learning to play Dungeon Mayhem, because, you know, I think it seems like kind of a cool game. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.